Now I would like to introduce our next speaker, Thilo Borgmann. Hello. Hi.
Thank you. Yay. Okay, so this is me. Yeah, name is Thilo. I'm with a small little free and open source project called FFmpeg since 2009. And I've come to learn that that is not such a long period of time. Leonard and Chris, they are more dinosaur than me. And when I am around open source developers, I'm always already feeling like a dinosaur. Well, but that's the life. I'm not so old. That's a good thing. So I'm contributor, developer, manager, lady for everything in the project. But I'm not going to advertise FFmpeg. You either know already what it is or you don't. We are basically a multimedia library working on the backgrounds of basically all your Linux distributions. Everybody uses us. We have a high impact, but we are not a spotlight project as a library like one would expect. So why am I in the project since 10 years? And this is actually what I want to contribute to all of us now with my talk. Who of you is not contributing to an open source project on a more or less daily basis? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, my talk is basically for you because I'm doing it on a regular basis, daily basis. I cut my sleep for the project. So basically, yes, I'm in love with open source, that project in particular. So we've heard from Hung Pok, I think, what makes those people talk for hours about their open source project? What keeps us in the project for 10 years? And we've heard from Leonard, it's the internet. You come across assholes sooner or later. So why do we stay? Well, because of the community, because of all the good, nice, and extremely competent people I've met there. And that's actually the reason. And that is one aspect of open source that actually not everybody might be aware of, especially you guys who are not contributing to open source already. And that is actually the people in there. How do I put it? In 2009, when I joined the open source project, I finished my computer science studies, waiting for my PhD, going to a life as a researcher. Okay, some people are thriving for it. Research, yeah, sounds good. Okay, let's try. Give PhD a try. Well, 6 years later, I dropped it for the benefit of my open source project. So what makes me love my open source project more than my research? It's the people. And why? Wherever I worked, be it research or companies, sure, you find 1 or 2 good colleagues in your field of expertise, in your field of interest, that are really good, and you like working with them. But what about open source? In the open source community, you can find the world's best competence gathered around one project. And if that project is in the interest you are thriving for, then give it a go, give it a try. These are the people you want to work with. And I mean it. Nowhere on the planet I found ever people more competent, more ready to work with on this particular topic you have in your open source project, like an FFmpeg for me. And it doesn't matter if it's FFmpeg or any other project. If it's sitting your field of interest, go there and find the right people you want to work with. Who is thinking of Microsoft when you think of open source? 1. 2. It's 2019. If you know how Microsoft hires people, you come to the conclusion that however much you don't like that company, you respect the people working there because these people are really good. And what do you think if a Microsoft employee says something like that? Some years ago, a friend of mine told me about Halloween papers, leaked reports from internal Microsoft discussions. And if you Google about it, you find some Wikipedia links and some quotes. And this one really hits the spot for me. So the ability of open source software to harness, the collective IQ of thousands of people in the field of interest of that open source project, it is really amazing. You will never find a single company, a single project or whatever, where so many really excellent people are working together with you on your topic. And this is actually more satisfying than anything else I've ever witnessed in any company, in any research, anywhere, university, nowhere else. So if you're thriving for excellence in your field, maybe give an open source project that reflects that interest, give it a go. Try to contribute. And actually, it's not that hard. Sure, if it's a technically complex project, you have a burden of getting the technical expertise to contribute. But I've never actually, however big the problems of the open source projects are, being more welcoming, being more easy to get in, I've actually never seen a single project that is not telling me, oh, we need more contributors, or who says, we don't want contributors, we have enough. Never. So everybody has a chance. And like Leonard, Chris, someone from the panel said, it doesn't really matter. Poor, rich, color of your skin, nobody cares. It's the internet. You're either one that can talk and communicate and work, or you're, well, kind of an asshole. So if you're not, go contribute. You will be welcome. Don't be afraid. Don't fear. Just contribute. And I hope this makes, well, or gives an idea of what you can actually get from open source next to all your nice environment on your Linux desktop, right? And all the software you can use for free. It's actually the most satisfying thing I ever did, contributing to that open source software in my field of interest. So this is why I love open source. And maybe some more contributors come and follow me. Thank you for having me.
Thank you very much, Thilo.